You all are welcome. Today I talk about Wing Chun Kung Fu. In Wing Chun Kung Fu we have three forms. The very first form we call it Xiu Nim Tao. This Xiu Nim Tao is translated from Cantonese dialect from Chinese. The word say Xiu means the beginning. Nim means the idea. Tao means to start with. Put them together like a little idea of the beginning. But actually, the real meaning of Xiu Nim Tao is telling us have to remember when you just start your Kung Fu. This Xiu means little. In other words, you have to remember little bit when you just start your Kung Fu. And why we have to tell you to remember little from when you start with? Because this is a name for a form in the Wing Chun system. And if I keep telling you, remember this, then you are too busy to remember this and like no time for the others, which is more important. So we just expect you to remember a little bit about the beginning when you start with. So we call this Xiu Nim Tao. That's what I'm going to talk about today. Xiu Nim Tao. The nature of Xiu Nim Tao is to build up your foundation. So you have your foundation, and then you could move on for more better Kung Fu, let's say, into another stage. And we call it Cham Kyu. That is the second form from the Wing Chun Kung Fu. And after Cham Kyu, then we go to Biu Ji. Cham Kyu is train us to move the body, to balance your body well, even you are in motion. Biu Ji train us go back to the center line as soon as possible. I mean, the quicker way to go back to your center line. That's what the Biu Ji used for. Okay. Please show me the Xiu Nim Tao. Okay? Yeah, facing the direction. This movement is almost like not belong to the system, just to start with. Okay, so we call this Yat Ji Zhong Chui. And the horse that stand, we call it Yi Ji Kim Yang Ma. Now they're playing Tan Sao. This is lowering hand. We call Hun Sao in Chinese. This is Fuk Sao. And this is Wu Sao. And Fuk Sao again. We count this Wu Sao 3 times. Then go to the shoulder. Hit the center line. Bring it back. The other hand, do the same thing. We always start with left hand. When you play the form, you got to be loose and use no energy. The second part, now is play second section. Second section, the movement got to be quicker and use some energy, because the first section you play very, very slow, so the second section you have to do it like make it loose a little bit. This is the third part, section 3, and this is gang sao, this is Hun sao, and this is bong sao, and this is bong sao. Okay, thank you. I would like to introduce the right way to play the siêu niệm thảo. Now, we talk about, let's see how to start with the stand. Okay, you have to make sure the knee here is point to the toe, like making a cross here. Okay. The horse, by looking, it's all right, but we got to check it, make sure the way he really do it all right. Okay? So if someone do this hook to him, all he have to do, twist the horse down. Like this, okay? If he could do this, it means his stand is all right. And this part here got to be connect with the leg here. And this part here got to be comfortable. Whenever, usually you stand like this, and when you're sitting on a horse, and you got to be this way. And don't do this or bend. Okay. After the stand good, then we are checking the hands position. These two arms here, all the way up as much as possible, and pulling backward. And the elbow here got to be in. So these 2 feet is not going to touch the body. And that's the right way. So this whole thing, we call it Yi Ji Kim Yang Ma, or Wing Chun stand. After stand well, then we talk about the punch. Okay, put your punch on the center line and punch it out straight on the center line. We're supposed to have a center line here. So this knuckle 1, 2, 3 supposed to hit together. Okay? And after this punch out, whenever we have to move it back to the same position, got to open it and Hun sao. Okay. Bring it back. And since we start with the left, now the right hand do the same thing. Then do the Tan sound. The Tan sound, if too much high here, no good. People could hit you. And you have to make sure it's flat. But flat, maybe you drop a little bit, that's no good. So rather drop a little bit, better a little bit higher than flat. And the palm here, you have to hold your palm not that flat. Got to be a little bit just like this. The form here, you bend your form and all the way out. This is the right way to do the Tan sound. And the elbow here, you need 1.5 feet away from your body. Okay, so put back the same place. Okay, now do the Tan sound. Tan sound, suppose do it very, very slow as the long leg of the clock. Very, very slow. You could hardly see the hand is coming out. Okay, so do the Wu sound. Siêu Niệm Thảo form, basic on the center line. That's why we train the hands go out from the center line and come back from the center line. When you play this form, you don't use no energy. If you play with no energy, your hand kind of empty inside. You play one more, have a coach around it once. And if you play 1,000 times, then will be 1,000 coaches there. And you play for several years, your hand become like solid. If you have energy in your hand and you can't storage any more energy in your hand, so you always with energy, which is not economic. If you always point someone or you're going to use the stand, the Wing Chun stand with all the energy there, and you might take a little time before you're going to use it, so you waste all your energy there. So you have to be like no energy. Make sure it's empty and relaxed. That's why play this form, you're not supposed to use any energy. The only energy you're going to use is to keep your hand in the right position. That's all you need. Okay, do the folk sound. This folk sound, when you play the form, look like this. Bend this part. Not bend this part. Bend this part. Why we have to bend this part? Because after you bend this part, the energy support from your body and come to here. The energy from your body providing come all the way here, then we stay here. And why we need the energy stay here? Because later on you might use the energy to block someone's hands, and then you need the energy here. Okay? And this lowering hands is very important. Always have to lower your hands from indoor out. Clean up the hands, clean up anything in your way. For example, if I hit him and he huns out, we hun my hand away. So that's why always do the huns out from inside out. Instead of playing from outside in is wrong. Always do it inside out. Okay, this Wu sound, we have to do it the best way is straight up, like 90 degree here. And if you make it little bit forward to you, even better. Little bit forward to you, even better. The Wu Sao, some people call it the Buddha's palm. But Wing Chun Kung Fu, we call it Wu Sao. Wu means protecting you. That's Wu. Wu Sao, the hand of protecting, or the hand used for protection. So this Wu Sao, also walking in and out from, this is the Wu Sao out, and the Wu Sao, the Wu Sao in. This is the Fok Sao out. Okay, so get used to all the hands in and out on the center line. And this Wu Sao supposed protecting this part, especially the center of your body and within your shoulder. And if your hand come back here, you protecting here, that's too much. You don't need to protect this. This is outside your body. So the further you could go is like 1 foot away from your body. Then you have to stop. Okay? Then go back to the center, always from the center and go. Okay. You do the Fok Sao again with this. This is Tan Sao. And this is Wu Sao. And this is a Fok Sao. When you play forms, you play the Fok Sao like this. But when you have to use your Fok Sao like this. Okay, let me see something. See, this is indoor, this is outdoor. Indoor, outdoor. So his left hand is outdoor, and this arm is indoor. So one indoor, one outdoor. And the Fok Sao, this is my Fok Sao, this is the Fok Sao. Some people, they play the Fok Sao this way. I'm not saying this way to play the Fok Sao when you do Chi Sao is wrong, but not as good as this way. Because if you do Fok Sao this way, like you playing your form, of course you have a reason to support you, because I learned my form this way. But you have to understand, this for use for Chi Sao, you have to be this way. Why? The reason why I have to do this way instead of this way, because this way will touch his arm, touch his hand more than this way. This way just one line here touch. You don't have much feeling. His hand go away or stay, you don't have that much feeling. But if you do this way, you feel more. His hand going away this direction or that direction. If you Fok Sao like this, then you will feel it. Secondly, if you punch me, I use a Fok Sao. If my hand is right here, higher than his hand, then I could use this Fok Sao. Okay? And if I do this way, I don't think make any sense, or this is a practical to use a Fok Sao to control his punch. This, I would say, is more reasonable. From the shoulder, go back to my center line. And because I touch his arm more than this way, that's the proof. There's two ways to do the Fok Sao. When you play the form, you do this way. When you use it, you have to use this way. Okay, I carry on. And Wing Chun Kung Fu, we have three forms: Siu Nim Tao, train us to have more power, more relaxed, and plus train us the hand go out and in back from the center line. Get used whenever we feel in dangerous, then our hand go to the center line instantly. And also we have Tan Sao, so many Tan Sao please, and Bong Sao and Fuk Sao. Okay, do it again. Tan Sao, Bong Sao, and Fuk Sao. That is one set. Why we need this set? Because itself could prove, Bong Sao could prove the Fuk Sao if it is right. Fuk Sao also could prove the Tan Sao if it is right. Okay, now do the Bong Sao. This elbow here stay, this suppose on the center line. We call this the eyes of the hand, the eye of the hand. So in the center line, he have a slope. How big the slope is, and all depends, let's say, from here, 1.5 feet, and go up here. And the elbow here, don't move, just up. Okay, and don't move, and just drop the elbow, change it into Tan Sao. Okay, and if you do the Tan Sao this way, so show me your Bong Sao. No. If the Tan Sao like this way, your Bong Sao will be like this, and changing the Fuk Sao will be like this. Okay, so Tan Sao got to be this way, then Bong Sao right, and this Tan Sao. So this is the Tan Sao. Show me, to prove your Tan Sao right, then you have to use Bong Sao. Okay, prove the Bong Sao doing right, show me the Fuk Sao. Okay, so this Tan Bong Fuk is the basic movement for Siu Nim Tao, and also could prove the other hands, other techniques, right or wrong, by one hand, by using one hand. Later on, we have two hands to prove the other techniques if it is right or wrong. Okay, thank you. And you show me second part, please. As I said before, the first section, we do it very, very slowly. So the fish here, we hold it very tight. Even the blood have difficulty to traveling because I hold it so tight. And now come to the second part. Then we have to make it loose. That's why when you facing the ground, you go all the way down very, very fast. Okay. This is second part. Okay. Will you face that direction, please? Okay. Now do the second part, the first movement. Okay. Now, from the side, this is center line. So this eye of the hand got to be on the center line. And when you do it, do this hand again. Very, very fast, very quick. Use some energy. Let go. Freely let go. Okay. I don't know if you could see. Turn. Okay. Your palm straight out. Okay. And bring it back to the same position and go back to the front. Okay, go back to the front. And all of a sudden, go. Up. And when you go halfway, then you use energy. Go. Right. If you use the energy from the very beginning, then your arm kind of can't control. You can't control. Will be too much. Will be too much or not enough. So when your arm go half, then you start to go. Then never too much. Always straight with your shoulder. Okay? I want you to show them again. Repeat this movement, please. From up here. Okay. So on halfway, now use energy. Okay. Of course, this is a slow motion. When you really play it, you have to do a little bit quicker. Okay, very good. And bring it back. And this, when you started with left on the top, after this, we don't like to put any nickname for our movement, but we got to call certain movement with certain name. So let's say this is the hand knife, if you call it hand knife. After the hand knife, first to start with left on the top, left on the top. Then do the hand knife, then you come back with the right hand on the top. And elbow in, and chop the center line. In other words, two hands try to chop the center line, but only have one center line here. So that's why the hand chop down in the center, but the end of my finger is on the center line. At least point to the center line, because no space for two hands to chop on one center line. That's why we have to elbow in and chop the center line. Okay? So suppose chopping the center line, we call this 破中, okay? And you will see it in the, when you do 气勺, I show you how to do the 破中, okay? So 破中 is chopping the center. This hand here, down and go. So this is a 破中, 破中, okay? The center here, 破中. You could use this hand to the 破中 also. Okay? So when you 气勺, so this is 破中. Okay? So that's where it comes from. I hate to tell you what hand used for what purpose, but you have to have some idea, so you have to make it like reasonable. Otherwise, you just do it like not for something, then you kind of difficult to get the right idea, do it right. That's why. But don't try to remember certain movement for certain space or for certain position or what for. Don't have that kind of feeling, because the whole 少年頭 train us, again I repeat, go out from the center line, come back from the center line, train our hands, get used to the center line. Not because this is for what, this is for what. We don't go for that. We have to train the 少年頭, like the whole piece, develop all hands together. And do the second part again. This pojong, you have to chop it out. See? You have to chop it out. Okay, very good. And why, after chop it out, we have to change in the 2 tonsils, and then off a little bit, and come to the center line again, and jat. This is jat. Also, all of a sudden, jat. So, this movement, okay, if you have fist here, suppose very, very strong, and happen my hands is down here, then come here, then go. This is jat. Okay. Again, this movement not train us to do it with these hands. Actually, you hardly could find some chance to do something like this during your Kung Fu fighting or Chi Sao or practice with Wing Chun Kung Fu. But just give you an idea how the hand go. So after pojong, less movement, better. Make it very, very simple. Okay? Pojong, tan sao. This we call bao sao, wrapping up, bao sao, jat, piu. This we don't have a name for it. This we don't have a name for it. And some person, they make it up. They say, this is forward and this is for the chin. So, which is not true. Why we have all of this funny movement? This way and that way. What for? For nothing. And for nothing, why we doing it? Okay. Siu Nim Tao also train us to do or to use your energy from different angles, even from the back. Someone say, you hug me here, around me. See? Someone say, I use the palm, make him apart. So this is not true. And how about this? You hit someone, hit someone's head or whatever. This, if you decide all the movement for attacking or to do some or blocking hands, which is not quite true. Because most of the movement train us, you could use energy from different angles. See? This angle, this way, that way, and this way, and the back, and here, and up, down. This train us use the long arm energy, because I extend my arm kind of long, because this is dangerous. Long arm is very dangerous. For example, if you punch me with a long arm here, then very easy to break your arm. Very easy. So you're supposed to have an elbow here. After punch, have an elbow. Right? After punch. How to do the right punch? You have to hold your fist here very, very tight. Make it like a solid ball. But hang with a string. So you flow your fist out like a bullet. Shoot it out, but hang with a string here. So bounce it back. But not doing like punch and bring it back. That's wrong. You have to flow it away and bounce back. Okay, so punch. And this is a safe way to do the punch. In case people do this, you have an elbow here, they can do nothing. Or if I'm going to do some, you could change something else, change another technique. But if your arm is straight, like you have no chance, you don't have much chance to change it into another technique. Okay. Show me the third section, please. This Wu Sao from the center and go to the shoulder, I mean little bit to the shoulder, because we protecting the shoulder, I mean your body. We don't have to put your hand all the way out. Your, let's say, if you punch me here, all I have to do, remove your punch little bit away. Then I won't get hurt. I don't have to make sure like a foot away from my body. I don't need it. So also Wing Chun Kung Fu train us safe movement. Even little bit space, we don't want to waste it. So that's why if you punch me, my hand just come here, that's it. So in other words, to do this technique from the center, come here, that's enough. And don't say, oh, he's lazy, little movement. So this is enough, because you have to save some space for the punch here, make sure it's reasonable. If someone attack you, you just move a little bit, that's it. Okay? So this Wu Sao, we just, by protecting the center, your body wide, just a little bit here. That's enough. Okay, carry on. At this palm, you have to do it like more clear. Do it slowly with the right hand, please. Bring back the center and make it right. Go. Okay, very good. How to do this movement right? You have to, from the center, go to the shoulder, bring it back here, and the center, and change your hand into, you suppose go, then go. Make sure it's flat and go. Go straight. Your palm goes straight. Don't say, this is for the neck. If you punch me here, of course, you could use for the neck here, but that's not the movement or the technique used for. Okay? So this, come here. Again, we train the hands, go and do all different direction, different movement. How to use the energy in many, many different ways. That's why we have to train your hands go this way. Okay? This Tan Sao, the first section we also have a Tan Sao, but very, very slow. But this Tan Sao, we have to do it a little bit quicker. Okay, I show you how to do it right. This Tan Sao here, you have to put it out like this and bring it back. Soon as the right position have to go down. Gang Sao, then you have to do it. When you're coming up, this is center line here. And change. This is slow motion. Slow motion, out, bring it back, soon ready to go and up. That's the right way to do the Tan Sao in the third section. Okay, do it a little bit quicker. Suppose the first section do it very slow, and the second section do it quick, and the third section do it a little bit quick also. And watch this. Okay. To start with the third part, you have to go from the shoulder, come back to the center, and go like this. And this one, out, gang, up, Hyun Sao, and ready, go. So this one to start with. So one for upper, one for lower. Make it like a set. In other words, this tells you the grandmaster of Wing Chun Kung Fu design the system kind of perfect. Even they care about some for lower part, some for higher part. So you could develop your Kung Fu equally. Okay, this slow motion to do the bong sao. Put your hand out on the center line and move the elbow all of a sudden up. That's it. And no energy here. Do it again. Slow motion. Up here and out. That's the way to do the bong sao. So do it quick. Okay? Carry on. Okay, show me the bong sao. The bong sao, the nature of bong sao, supposed not to stay. If the bong sao not to stay, so you have no chance to see it. But for some reason, we need the bong sao. Okay. Happen if he punched me here, and my hand is dropped here, so I have to do the bong sao from here. Why I do the bong sao? Because that's the quickest way to go back to the center line. From here. If he punch me, then my hand happens to locate here. So I just do the bong sao. This is the best way to go back to the center line when my hand is dropping. Or if my hand is right here and he punched me, then I cannot do the bong sao. If I'm going to do the bong sao, I have to drop my hand, then come back up. That's traveling from my head here all the way down and come back up. Make no sense. If someone punch you, you're going to bring your hand down and up. You got punched already. So that's why if you hand up or even to his hand, you have to use Phục Sao instead of Bong Sao. That's why we have Tan Sao, Bong Sao, Phục Sao, like one said. You could use either one. The outcome, the result, almost the same. But from different position, you have to use different one to match your circumstance. If your hand down here, then you use bóng sao. And if your hand higher than his hand, you have to use phục sao. And if your hand all not down and not up in the middle, then you use tan sao. That's why tan, bóng, phục always work together. Like I said, you use either one, the result almost same. So I do it again. If my hand's here, I do it bóng sao. And if my hand is here, he punches me, I do tan sao. And if my hand is here, I do phục sao. Okay, you clear? Any questions? Okay, show me more the third part. I got to add a little bit about the bóng sao. So show me the bóng sao. Okay, this is the bóng sao. Bóng in Chinese means the wing. So bóng sao means the wing's hand. So the bóng sao, the nature of the bóng sao, not supposed to stay. You hardly could see it. So have to change it into something else. So after bóng sao, what are you going to do? After bóng sao, then you change into tan sao. And when you change into tan sao, then you have to put it back to the same position where the hand comes from. You do it, the whole thing. Bóng sao, tan sao. Okay. And why we have to do this, stretch it out? Because a movement from one to other, you need energy. Bóng sao not allowed to stay. So soon you saw the bóng sao, you have to change into tan sao. When you change into tan sao, what else are you going to do? Then bring it back. Like the tan sao become kind of no life. Dead. Bóng sao not allowed to stay. So soon you do bóng sao, then change into tan sao, and that's it. Because you have to follow up, play more techniques to complete the form. So that's why after bóng sao, you're not supposed to stay and change the tan sao. And what are you going to do? Hit back on the center line. Hit the center line. So also could train you to use some energy from your arm when your arm stick out already. I mean, have a tan sao out already. I don't know if you understand this, because an arm here, if you just bring it back, like from bóng sao, change it into something like nothing, then, and why not from a bóng sao, you bring it in here, and why you have to change it to tan sao? Reason one, because tan, bóng, phục always together, one set. That's why from bóng sao, you have to change it into tan sao or phục sao. So the first, the very easy way to do it is change the bóng sao into tan sao, but that is not the ending of the movement. So from bóng sao to tan sao, you have to bring it back to the same position so you could do the other follow-up actions. So from here down, you have to hit back the center line. We always bring your hand back from the center line. Instead of ending up somewhere, you bring it back. We always go back to the center line. From the center line, go back to the position whenever you come from. And then do the other techniques. Okay? So that explain it. Any questions? Okay. You do the Thank you. Sometimes you might have a question, why I see someone doing bong sao, such as if a bong sao like this with a wu sao, this is a wu sao, this is a bong sao, this is a bong sao, and this is a wu sao. But if this bong sao and add another hand as a wu sao, we don't call this bong sao no more. Only one hand, single hand. This hand don't move, but this hand, this bong sao. Bong sao not allowed to stay. So soon bong sao, then have to change. But if you do this, you could stay there forever, because this no more bong sao. What is this? This is a quan sao. Okay, so I show you how to do the quan sao. Quan sao, slow motion. Slow motion. Slow motion. And this is lower center line. And this is higher center line. Higher center line, lower center line. Block this lower center line. And this is for higher center line, lower center line, higher center line. See, slow motion. Wait until balance. Go. 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 This is a quan sao. So in other words, this is a quan sao. Before it moving, this is a quan sao. This is no more bong sao. And this is a bong sao. This is quan sao. So add another hand onto it. We don't call it bong sao no more. Okay? So about this, a lot of people have the wrong idea, and they say, you're holding my hand. If I turn, then very easy to make his hand apart, because the finger here is open. Very easy to get off from here. And if he holding my hand like this, I push harder and he hold my hand harder. So some Wing Chun guys, they not quite understand. They keep saying this movement here is for break some people's hand off from holding my hand then go. Because this movement, I mean this technique like this, down, down. This movement is to train us have good movement. I mean good timing. Let's say you're holding my hand. Why we have to break it? Why we not just pull him to me, then I hit him? If he hold me with one hand, I have to break his hand with two, 1 and 2. That's not Wing Chun Kung Fu. Wing Chun Kung Fu always talk about how to save movement, how to save distance. So this, with 2 hands against 1, that's not economic. In other words, this is not train us to get rid of somebody's hand, but good timing. The other hand come in and this hand go. That's what it's used for. And the last punch, 3 punches, you're supposed to do it this way. This is the first punch. And the second punch, cover half. Cover half. And the third punch, cover another half. So the correct way to do it, and cover half. So this one punch here, the other one punch here, the other one punch here. So cover half of each punch. Any questions? Any questions?
How long does it take to master Tsun Tao?
How long does it take to master the Tsun Tao feeling?
Okay. All depends how much time you put in and how serious you take about it. But one thing, you gotta like kind of relax, don't expect or you don't have to come in with your plan. You plan a certain day or certain time, you're going to do it, then you will get it very soon. And I mean, there's no actually days, take a year or two. Actually, Tsun Tao, you have to play like lifetime. And you do it more and help everything more. Any questions?
What kind of self-defense techniques can a woman learn and can also become as good as a man?
No problem. You could do as good as a man. There's no Kung Fu separate only for girls or for men. Actually, the Wing Chun system is invented by a lady. So, but it doesn't mean the Kung Fu is belong to a lady or good for lady only. So actually, like equally you put in more time and you got more.
Was there any foot movement in Tsun Tao?
Tsun Tao, we don't have foot movement, but we could train you, have the foundation later on, you could do the footwork. If you don't have the Tsun Tao foundation, and forget about footwork, you can't develop any footwork if you don't have the Tsun Tao. Yes.
Why is the center line so important?
The center line, Kung Fu supposed protecting the whole life, the whole body. And happen, the most important organ is arranged on the center line. So we make it simple. If you protecting the center line, it means protecting your whole body. And that's why we just do it in the simple way and save a lot of movement, a lot of techniques. And you also could protect your center line. That's why we keep train your hands go into the center line.
Who invented the form?
The form, actually, I don't know who invented it, but there's from a story telling us, our grandmaster, like Wing Chun, Wing Chun, and he learned it from a monk, and then we passed down to the generation, so we got it now. Actually, I can't prove where it comes from.
How long should a beginner take before he learns the whole sequence?
Usually, old days, they learn the whole form within a day or same time. Learn it once, maybe an hour or 2 hours, they learn it. But nowadays, people kind of busy, so we have to separate into 3 sections. Maybe take you 3 weeks, then you will learn it. I'm not saying you're not as smart as the old days guys because you are so busy with so many different things. That's why you take longer than the old days grandmasters.
What's important about the one-leg form?
The one-leg form, actually, just exercise. You stand on one foot and you play your Tsun Tao. This is it. It doesn't mean to help you do anything, but just you train you stand with on one foot, and then you plus do the Tsun Tao. Or instead of just stand on one foot, and you just stand there do nothing, so you just do some Tsun Tao. It doesn't mean anything. Just a way to practice Tsun Tao.
Can you use the techniques from Tsun Tao in Chi Sao?
Oh, sure. The Chi Sao techniques we all are basic on the Siêu Niệm Thảo forms, on the Siêu Niệm Thảo movements.
And do you still have to play the form when you're advanced?
Sure, you have to play your Siêu Niệm Thảo like forever, lifetime. No matter when you, any stage you up to, you still have to play your Siêu Niệm Thảo. And the Siêu Niệm Thảo to help your new stage, Kung Fu. Any more questions?